Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Eva and I am here in London, UK, and I work as a personal trainer. I'm also a qualified nurse and a sports massage therapist. And by working in this industry, I have realized that there is actually a gap. And now since 2020, since the big event, more and more people are more isolated, especially those over 60 or in vulnerable groups. So they are not willing to attend gym anymore, or the attendance is really far and between, but majority of them do not attend. So I would like to offer my services online. I will also be creating videos every week about different subjects. So I will be looking at the comments. So please, everyone, suggest subjects that you would like to hear me talk about. And then I will be also doing online consultations via WhatsApp, Zoom, Skype. Those will be only private consultations. So they will be strictly one-to-one with my knowledge. Obviously, once I have uploaded more videos, you will understand more about what services I provide and how I work. So I will tell you a bit about myself. I am from Latvia originally. I went to school in Latvia. I also finished my medical college in Latvia, and then I came here in 2005, so it has been many years now, almost 20 years I have been living in the UK, London. First I came here, I worked as a supervisor in a residential home for a year, and that was up in West Midlands near Birmingham. Then I moved after that 1 year, I moved to London and I started to work here. I was working nursing and different local also. I started to work local government jobs. So I was doing housing benefits for the council. Then after a change in my life, I got divorced and I started to make changes with my own life. I was very unhealthy and unfit myself. I was 15 stone at my biggest, so that's 96 kg, who doesn't know the stones. And I have polycystic ovaries, so that obviously doesn't make it easy to lose all that weight. Whereas at my younger age I was healthy, I was attending gym, so I had a little bit of background knowledge about that. And then I realized when I was about 30 that if I don't do anything about myself and my body, there's not going to be much of myself like 10 years down the line. I do remember vividly one time I was going into work and I asked myself that question, so where do I see myself in 5 years? Yeah, I saw myself and it's not bad. And then I asked myself, where do I see myself in 10 years? That was another issue. I didn't see myself, strangely enough. Didn't see myself at all. So I say, okay, enough is enough. I need to do something about it. Everything was just hurting. My back was hurting, my knees were hurting. Absolutely everything was hurting because of the weight. And then slowly I started to do yoga and swimming, adjusted my diet, kind of made a complete lifestyle change, started to look after myself better, and started to go to the gym regularly. And I kind of made it a deal with myself so that 4 times a week I will be going to the gym no matter what. So I said I will have like a blinkers on, like them horses, and I will be attending gym 4 times a week unless I'm ill, Also sometimes something else might have come up which is important to attend. But then if that important thing has come up in one of those days that I'm training, I'm still going to train 4 times a week. So that was kind of a promise that I made, a deal with myself. And I was successful, I must say. So I lost all that weight. I lost over 6 stone. So now I'm between 56 to 58 kg. So that's in a mark around 9 stone. And as I had such a success with what I'd done myself at the gym, I also inspired other people. And other people started to approach me and see how I have done it. And also saying that there were also people who were saying at 56 kilograms that I was looking anorexic. However, I then made a decision, whilst I was working for the local government, that I'm going to do my studies, my further studies. So I done a personal training course. So I've obtained my personal training certification, license in some countries. And because of my nursing background, it was easier. It was still very hard discipline to learn. However, because of the anatomy and physiology knowledge that I had from nursing, it was easier. And through the training, I also had knowledge about the training, so it gave me a bit more in-depth knowledge that I got from the actual training. And then since almost 6 years now, I have been working at the local gym, and the gym is in Leytonstone, so everybody who is living in London or near Leytonstone also can access my services one-to-one, physically and private. And then anybody who is outside London can access services online or access me on Skype or WhatsApp or Zoom even. So I will be offering different consultations, so I can consult you about your medical health, if there is a need for any kind of tests or investigations. I will point you in the right direction, give you an idea. Now, what I see with the medical industry, that because people treat stuff by how to say it, they treat just the actual system, so they don't look at the whole body holistically as whole. But like everything in our body is connected. And doing also the massages, what I have been doing for the last 20 years, it's also showed me that everything in the body is connected and it needs to be looked at as a whole, not just making one particular small change, which is good. Step by step also we can make those changes, but there are a lot of things to be looked at and addressed for us to be able to live a healthy and happy, because we are healthy life. So this channel I'll be trying to make videos every week, every Saturday I will try to upload. I'm very new to this. I don't know really how to do all these fancy things on YouTube, what people do, so forgive me about that. But when we talk about health and fitness, we are here it's not here for entertainment purposes, so we are here to give you an advice. I'm really approachable, so I'm really also happy to answer to any questions. I have a very sponge-like mind, so if I'm interested in something, I observe the information really well and quickly. And I have a massive personal interest into health and fitness. Since childhood, I remember I was reading encyclopedia, health encyclopedia, and I was so fascinated about the workings of the physical body and how all that is arranged. I was so fascinated, the length of the blood vessels, the intestine, about how the muscles work, how all the organs work, that each of them they have function but they are all linked for us to work properly. So that I found very interesting. So that kind of interest I have translated into my later life, and I really enjoy now to work with people and to see actually that progress once people put in that work. Yeah, obviously there's only progress once we are dedicated and put in that work. There's not going to be much progress if we decide to exercise and we do that once a week or once every other week, and then we go to the chicken shop after exercising and loading ourselves up with that. That's not going to quite work. So I'm here to help you, to direct you in the right direction. So if you need any kind of referrals. Oh yes, and then another thing what I wanted to mention, you see, with this industry in fitness and in the gym, I also have a lot of people, clients, ex-clients, current clients, that have had physios and have had any problems with the musculoskeletal system, yeah. However, they are given exercises, but they are not shown how to perform the exercises correctly, because the physiotherapists, even though they are able to prescribe the exercises that improve the issue, they are not able to demonstrate the exercises correctly. So I have had quite a lot of that, where people come in and there is not a lot of progress because the exercises have been done in a completely wrong fashion, and there is nobody to blame because they are not taught that. So I also like to do a lot of injury recoveries. I have been successful with that. I must say that the main thing with that is being dedicated to the recovery process, because that's not going to be exercises once a day as physio's advice. I would suggest to exercise and stretch, yeah, the particular area or surrounding areas, and then also apply some type of manual therapy to have even more of a release in that particular area, and then we can work on that a bit more complex way. And I would be happy to talk about anybody about anything really, about in the consultations. You know, people sometimes just need to talk to somebody. Sometimes we are in a bad state, we might be feeling lonely, and once you decide to contact me about the consultation, it could be about fitness, about your medical health, yeah, about your mental health. However, I'm not professional, so I might be able to refer you to a professional. There's a lot of professional mental health services and many other services that can actually provide you help when it is required. I have also had needed look for mental health, and I have gone through all that, so I'm pretty aware of how all that works. So guys, it was lovely to speak to you. So I will be speaking with you again next Saturday. For next week I have planned to talk about salt. So we're going to talk about the benefits of salt, about the cons of the salt, and about what media says about salt. So we will be going a bit more in depth about all that as well. So I hope this video finds you well. So like and subscribe, share with your friends, so let them know what is going to happen and what services they can receive. As in America, I know the health system is very poor. Here as well in UK we have long waits to the GP. So when we go to the GP, which is the general practitioner, which is like your doctor, most practices they do only have 10 minutes appointment. So in 10 minutes you can only discuss one thing, and that's very short appointment, and the experience at the doctor's offices have not been the greatest. However, if you need to, you kind of need to fight for yourself, isn't it? Like with anything else. So I will give you a bit more knowledge on how to do all that if there is a need. That's working inside the system and now working outside the system. So as a nurse as well, I worked as a nurse, and I found it a lot of inconsistencies to what I was taught. So in Latvia, when I, when I was finishing my medical college, we did not have MRSA. That's the resistant bacteria that lives in hospitals, yeah? So when I came here, I discovered there's MRSA. And all the hygiene practices were not the best, like nurses walking around their uniforms around the street, on the buses, so that the same uniform. They go home, then the same uniform, they go to the patient, and all that. The infection control is not really existent, is it? Is even that kind of approach, yeah? So that became kind of a shock. And then I also found it emotionally difficult to work with patients because in nursing there's this, and you never get used to people dying, you know. That's really hard, and you take that home, and then it's emotionally it's not for everyone. I think people need to kind of be really strong-willed to work in that industry and really kind of emotionless, but at the same time you have to be really caring and emotional, yeah. So that kind of aspect. So that gives you a bit more insight about myself and how this is going to work. So sorry for being a bit long and not the best quality of video. As I said, I'm new to it. However, see you next week, and any suggestions and comments are welcome. Have a lovely weekend, guys. Take care. Bye.